Franchise Viagra. That's what they called Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for a while, because he would come in and all of a sudden things would blow up. And it was no dispute. There was a good window of time when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was simply the biggest box office draw. He was never the best actor, but he was undisputedly, math is math, the biggest box office draw in the business. He could take a movie that would have made X amount of dollars, but because he was in it, it made significantly more dollars. That's just the way it was. It's not a coincidence that the Fast and the Furious franchise suddenly went from being a modestly successful thing to being epic billion-dollar blockbusters right around the same time that they brought in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It's not a surprise or anything like that. But we've also noticed that over the last couple of years, the sheen on the career that is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has started to fade. He's not the same massive box office draw that he once was. If anything gives us that indicator, it was Black Adam. I mean, we knew right away when that movie, we now measure okay performing blockbusters by how many Black Adams was it? It made under $400 million. A movie that was like so many years in the works and stuff like this. Well, then along comes this movie, The Smashing Machine. It's an A24 serious adult drama where, believe it or not, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is actually getting honest to God, real Oscar buzz that he could get nominated for a Best Lead Actor Academy Award. And listen, for the record, let me not be facetious about this. I love Dwayne Johnson. I find him to be an exceptionally entertaining individual. I think he just has a natural charisma that I think you can put two people on a list: Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, as far as just having this pure magnetic charisma that can carry.
They understand the assignment.
Yeah, they understand the assignment, and they can do that particular assignment better than anybody else. And I don't mind telling you at all, I'm very entertained by Dwayne Johnson. He's one of my absolute favorite movie stars. He really is. But as far as the broad appeal, that has clearly started to wane. Now, nobody in the world expected an A24 adult drama to be a $100 million opening film. Like, nobody in the world, even if you put Dwayne Johnson in it, nobody in the world expected that, and that's fine. Maybe not even $60 million. But a while ago, the initial long-range tracking for Smashing Machine came out, and it was about $18 million opening weekend. And people went, ooh, that's lower than we thought. Because after all, it's still, well, not just Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, it's also Emily Blunt, and everybody loves Emily Blunt. I think there's something inherently wrong with you if you either don't like Mr. Rogers or you don't like Emily Blunt. The problem is you at that point. But I mean, it was low, $18 million. Then about a month or so ago, that tracking went down to about 12. It's like, oh. Then just a few weeks before the movie came out, that tracking went down more to about 8. To which a lot of people said, okay, this isn't going to be a big hit, but there's no way with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it and him getting Oscar buzz and it getting the festival buzz it's beginning, that it's going to make as low as 8. Well, they were right. It didn't make $8 million this opening weekend. It made 6.
It'll have legs.
It made, as we look over here at the box office chart, Smashing Machine made $6 million. Well, maybe it didn't play in many theaters. Oh, no. It played in over 3,000 theaters.
Man, if it wasn't for those like 8 people, it would have been under 5 million.
Yep. Look, I am kind of flabbergasted at this. Again,
6 million, I mean.
Do I think it would have made, 50 million? No. I never expected that. It's an A24 adult drama, whatever. But if you had told me 6 months ago that this A24 drama starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, which by the way is getting pretty good reviews, not great. Last I checked, it's got like a 73% critic rating, about a 75% audience rating, which puts it into the good. It's good. It's good. Good category. If you had told me 6 months ago that movie would end up making $6 million, I would have said you're crazy. I would have said you're absolutely insane. There's no way that that would make only $6 million. And yet here we are, and it did. So it raises a couple of questions. And I felt like we had to cover these same kind of topics when, one battle after another came out. Is this nobody's ever heard of Mark Kerr, who Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson plays. Nobody knows this story. This isn't like Rocket Man, the Elton John story, where everybody knows Elton John and therefore might have some kind of... Nobody knows Mark Kerr, okay? All due respect to those that do. In the grand picture of things, nobody does. Very few people were watching the UFC back when I started watching the UFC. There were very few of us at the time.
Yeah. Then this is like the beginning of UFC.
Yeah, this was like at the very beginning of the whole thing and all that kind of stuff. So is it an A24 thing? Is it a questionable marketing thing? Because, listen, I was looking forward to it, but none of the trailers like jumped off the screen and grabbed my attention. Like, I know it wasn't an action film, but there are good, heavy dramas that really put out great trailers that just make them must-watch thing. I don't know if the trailers had any of that. Or is this a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson thing? Is this simply a thing that the shine on... it's clear. I'm going to call it. It's official. The era, we've all known it was coming for a while, but the era of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being the biggest box office star in the world, it's over. It's done. It's gone. Or, still connected to Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, is it a matter of people still want to see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, but they only want to see him doing Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson things? I present to you Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
Robert Downey Jr., who for a little while was considered one of the biggest stars in the world. He was Tony Stark. Well, then, so great. I'm the biggest star in the world. So he makes this movie, The Judge.
With Robert Duvall.
No, with Robert Duvall. By the way, pretty darn good movie. Nobody went to go see it. And this was at the height of Robert Downey Jr.'s popularity and power. And nobody went to go see it. So we were asking ourselves, is this a Robert Downey Jr. issue, or is it people love Robert Downey Jr., but they love Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, or they love Robert Downey Jr. being Robert Downey Jr. sort of thing? And then, of course, okay, let's get another test. And we got Dr. Dolittle. Let me apologize to everybody for bringing up the memory of Dr. Dolittle. I'm sorry, but it had to be done. That movie was atrocious. I still remember me and Aaron Cummings went to go watch it, and we didn't talk during the movie at all. The movie finishes, and we literally turned our head to each other, and we're like, what the holy hell was that? It was so bad. But still, again, nobody went to go see it. Is this one of those situations where, you know what? Have Dwayne still being Dwayne? Because listen, Hobbs and Shaw made a lot more money than a lot of people expected it would. Hobbs and Shaw, with The Rock being The Rock, made way more money as a spin-off from the original series and all that kind of stuff, made a lot more money than people thought. Could Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson still be that potent? It doesn't help that he's putting out this crap garbage straight to streaming nonsense like Red One and Red Notice, which I had two of my favorite movie stars, Dwayne Johnson and Ryan Reynolds, and that movie's crap. And
People
then he does this
though.
Red One. What's that?
People watched it.
Of course,
People
tuned
Ray.
in, but people didn't like it.
No.
And then he did Red One, and Red One wasn't as bad as Red Notice. It still wasn't very good. And that had other people I love it, like J.K. Simmons is Santa Claus.
A level 4
in it, and that still wasn't
naughty
good.
lister?
So, several. Is it an A24 thing? Is it an adult drama thing? Is it a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson thing? Is it a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in something other than people just aren't interested in him and things other than being Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson? Anyway, the bottom line was, Rob, this is one of the more spectacular flops. Again, nobody expected this to be a $300 million movie, but opening to $6 million has got to be considered one of the biggest disappointments of the box office this year. Guys, we want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, Zapier. You know, one of the biggest game changers of the past year has been AI. But let's be real, just talking about AI doesn't actually make your day any more productive. What does make it more productive is finding tools to put AI to work for you. And that's where Zapier comes in. Zapier is the easiest way to take AI and plug it directly into the apps and processes that you're already using every day. No IT bottlenecks, no complexity, just results. For me, it's been about saving time on repetitive stuff so I can focus on the work that matters and I actually enjoy. And it's not just me. Over 3.4 million companies are already using Zapier to streamline everything from sales and marketing to IT and HR. With their AI orchestration platform, you can connect top AI models like ChatGPT or Claude right into the apps you already use. So whether it's automatically enriching leads, coaching your sales team, or even resolving IT tickets, Zapier makes it simple. Guys, join the 3.4 million companies already automating with Zapier and transform how you work with Zapier and AI. Get started for free by visiting zapier.com/Campea. That's zapier.com/Campea. Rob, I'm not going to ask you how disappointing, because it's obviously really disappointing.
Yeah.
But when we do the post-mortem on it, why did this thing only make $6 million? How did you see it?
Well, I think you brought up a lot of good points, but I would say that there's two. Why would you go out to a movie theater to see this movie? People, rightly or wrongly, when people are rolling out, because in our streaming world, people they do think, well, I can wait to see that on streaming. Or you can go out and see a film that's going to provide you some kind of spectacle. This looked like an intimate drama that there's no reason you have to go see it in a theater. What difference does a movie theater bring to you? You have to see Avatar in 3D IMAX. You have to. Those Mordor Na'vi and the people that forsake Iowa, I got to see those people on a giant IMAX screen. You go. I'm willing to bet you that when the live action Moana comes out with him playing Maui,
Right.
that movie makes $1 billion.
Well, because to your point, even the fight scenes, because I think I'm the only one in this room that saw it, even the fight scenes are not spectacular. We're not thinking Rocky here.
No.
They tussle, they go to the ground, there's some elbows. That's it.
Yeah, and there's and I think that, and also Dwayne Johnson didn't look like Dwayne Johnson, and I think you nailed it. When I would go see an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, I would go see Kindergarten Cop, which, by the way, I love. Kindergarten Cop got me in there because I thought it was hilarious that I was going to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to teach kindergartners. That's something I knew that for me personally, going to an afternoon show of that was going to entertain me. That very idea. Red Note or a Red
One?
the Schwarzenegger movie Red Heat.
Dawn? Oh,
Red Heat.
Red Dawn.
When you know he's playing a Russian cop. Again, I want to go see him doing a Russian
Jim
accent.
Belushi.
With Jim Belushi. I'll go see that shit. I will go because
I'll tell you, you know who can pull off a Russian accent? It's Pat Bunny.
Don't even get us started.
But you know
on
what
that.
I mean? Like you need to know that the entertainment value that you're going to be like. I would rather go see. You tell me that Emily Blunt and Dwayne Johnson are in Jungle Cruise. I'm like, I'd go see that. Watching those trailers, and I did see that. I didn't see it in the theater, but I watched it later just because I wanted to see it. This guy didn't even look. The makeup was so good that you don't even know it's Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
So you can be told it's Dwayne Johnson, but the Dwayne Johnson isms, I don't think anybody wants Dwayne Johnson, like you said, to play anybody but Dwayne Johnson.
And by the way,
I saw San Andreas in the theater because I'm like, The Rock is bigger than that damn earthquake.
Yeah, and again, to the point about his draw power, San Andreas was not $1 billion film.
No.
But if you don't understand that movie made a hell of a lot more money than it would have if anybody else was in that lead role,
Sure.
that's the power of Dwayne Johnson.
Of course. And in this, I mean, they're making an intimate drama, and I'm sure it was a passion project for Dwayne. And I wish it, and A24, you have one of the Safdie brothers directing it. You know, everything about this movie was very well pedigreed. The problem is, nobody wanted to see a movie like this in the theater. And when it comes down to it, you have to ask yourself, is this enough? You can't go, I'm going to look at all the Dwayne Johnson movies and say, look at all the average Dwayne Johnson box office. But like you pointed out, Dwayne Johnson has to play the Dwayne Johnson we know and love to get us to go to the theater the same way that Arnold Schwarzenegger did. I remember when Bill Murray was in The Razor's Edge back in the 80s. Big dramatic role based on a novel. People are not rolling out to see Bill Murray in The Razor's Edge. They want to see him in Caddyshack and Meatballs. And they want to see him do Ghostbusters. They want to see him be Bill Murray. They want to see him doing Suntory whiskey commercials in Sofia Coppola's movie.
Yeah.
You gotta match the actor with the movie, not even the role. I'm sure it was great, but
I do think we're going to have a story later on, maybe later on in this year or in like January. There's going to be I think this movie
like the year recap.
Well, this movie's going to do very well in streaming, and I think we're going to be reporting on that because you're going to get the Oscar push, and you're going to be like nominated for Oscar, and you're going to have this like wherever it streams. We're going to be talking about how well this movie's streaming, but it's just not doing well.
Because watching it streaming, you can sit down and really enjoy his performance. Like, wow, Dwayne Johnson's really trying to be somebody. Because the thing about streaming is it's the great equalizer. You can have Apocalypse Now right next to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they both have the same size thumbnail. And so movies are not, it just comes down to, is this entertaining? Am I interested? But when you talk about a movie theater, it's a whole different ball game.
You know what, dude? I think you said something earlier that I'm actually going to disagree with.
What?
Yeah, crazy. I think momentum is a very real thing. It really is. And you brought up the live action Moana that's coming out, right? I have very little doubt that live action Moana is going to do very well for Disney. I really do. But I also think stuff like this will have an impact. And there was a time that I kind of felt like, oh my God, Moana has been the #1 streaming movie in the world for a couple of years now. Now they just put out a sequel that wasn't even that good, and it made over $1 billion. And now we got the live action of the original with the guy who did the voice of Maui actually in the film. There was a time I thought, and I would have put money on that live action Moana would be $1 billion film. I'm not so convinced of that anymore. I'm not so sure that that's $1 billion film now. I think it'd still be very successful, but I don't know if $1 billion.
I don't know, dude. Anymore. Even I have no allegiance to Moana. I have to tell you, I'm actually looking forward to seeing what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson looks like.
So am I.
I just want to see him go, hey! Yeah. Whatever he looks like, however they've dressed him, I think the world is going to go bananas.
You're welcome. Listen, I love that movie, and I love him, and I'm still a Dwayne Johnson. I can't wait to be there. This kind of stuff, I think, is going to hurt it a little bit, though. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
We'll have to see. Guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? The new Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie, The Smashing Machine, which may not be as good as we initially heard. Again, it's got about a 73%, which is good. It's good, but it's not, Oscar race kind of numbers. But a Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson movie's only made $6 million in its opening weekend in a big, massive, wide release in the midst of Oscar buzz and all that kind of stuff. What do you think the problem was? Was it the marketing campaign? I'll tell you what. Here's something about the marketing campaign. I didn't even realize it opened this weekend. How badly did you do your job marketing if I didn't even I talk about movies for a living. Partially that's on me, but I didn't even realize it opened this weekend. So is it a A24 thing? Was it a subject matter thing? Listen, if you want to make a movie about that era of the UFC, try doing a movie about Hoist Gracie. You make this same movie, but you make it about the life of Hoist Gracie. A lot of you still don't know who that name is, but there's a lot more of you who do that knew the name of Mark Kerr. Maybe or is the problem Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson himself? Or is it just Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is still fine, but he's got to be in Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson roles? However you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. By the way, a lot of people saying, wait a minute, who's Hoist Gracie? Hoist Gracie is the guy who made the UFC. Little side thing, when they first introduced the UFC, there was no weight classes. It was crazy. 2 styles of guys. You had these monster guys going in the ring. And here came this 165-pound, scrawny little Hoist Gracie wearing a white jiu-jitsu gi and beating everybody. He introduced the world to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
He would take them down. He would purposefully pull guard, drop to his back, wrap himself around guys, these monsters who all of a sudden were, wait a minute, why am I in the most pain I've ever been in my life, and start tapping out like crazy. You make that movie about Ken Shamrock, who was another guy in that era. That movie would have had a lot more people understanding it, but I don't know. Whatever you guys think the main issue here was, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.